The next phase is my favorite phase, and that is maintenance. Maintenance is essential for changing the maximum mobility scale. I myself have been under maintenance care since 2003. I am a true believer in chiropractic because of my own personal experiences with chiropractic. 2003, I've been getting adjusted at least once a month. You cannot change that maximum mobility scale until you get through to maintenance. Once you reach maintenance, Dr. Monk will release you from active care. Once he does that, you will come in. It's very affordable. You'll come in, usually it's about once a month. It's easy on your schedule, it's affordable, and it's essential to changing that maximum mobility scale. You can't, if you want to be able to have a good quality of life after 50, you need to continue to come in once a month. You can't drop out of care, because what happens is you're going to be subluxated again in the future, and you're going to have to start back. You're going to go back into pain. Let's keep you out of that. Let's change your scale. Let's change your life and the life of your family and your friends. So let's talk about one other thing. You know, when we talk about coming in for maintenance, this is a really important thing to think about. Have you ever been to another doctor? Let's say your dentist, and they said, don't come back until your teeth fall out. No dentist has ever said that in the history of time. I specifically remember having my first eye exam when I was about in the 3rd or 4th grade, and I do not remember the eye doctor saying, don't come back until you're blind. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say that. That's just not even right. No, they push you to do the right thing, which is preventative care. So I think that at this point, it's time for you to be honest. You should never ignore your health. No doctor would say, don't ever come back, and we won't either, because that wouldn't be what is right for you to enjoy your life. Now, be assured, Dr. Monk doesn't want you to come in any more times than necessary. The purpose of our recommendations for care is to change the mobility scale for your life. This is for your benefit. We can't remove wrinkles in this office. We can't make your teeth stay white, but we can enable you to move so you can work and play and stay young for your first 100 years. Now, isn't that exciting? Yes, it's absolutely exciting. Now, I understand, I realize that I sound rather passionate about this, and I get really anxious about everyone experiencing the benefits of chiropractic care, because I know what it's like. So I get very anxious about it, and I'm very passionate about it. So I like to talk about a patient at this point of the presentation who's really important to me. He's authorized for me to discuss his case during these presentations. His name was Reggie. He's so great for this presentation because he was exactly 50 years old when he came into our office. Reggie was unable to walk himself to the door on his first visit. He had a friend bring him. They parked in the handicap, and his friend Lana brought him in. And the funny thing about Reggie is that I looked at his face, and I could see from his face that he looked young. He looked 50. He looked great in the face. But just as we're, talking about what's going to make you look older, your maximum mobility or your ability to function or your wrinkles, he had no wrinkles. He looked amazing. But looking at his body, it was hard to tell how old he was. He looked to be more of an 80 or 90-year-old man. He was not well. I, at this point, brought him back into the exam room, and I started to take his history, and I found out through taking his history why he had lost so much mobility. he told me that in the 90s, he was a bike messenger in New York City. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen this job on television, or if you've ever been to New York City and you've seen these people on these bikes. They carry messages from building to building, and they go fast. They're on a time limit. And Reggie told me that he had been hit by a car 3 times, and that is why he had lost his maximum mobility. He had been like this since the late 90s, and had just decided to live with it until a friend told him about chiropractic. He never really even thought about chiropractic, and his friend Lana told him about it and brought him in. Lana was a patient of ours. Once Reggie got through the pain phase, I could start seeing a different side of him. He was standing taller, he was walking faster. His friend was still bringing him, but they were parking out in the parking lot, no longer in the handicap parking space. And Reggie was actually able to walk himself into the office from that point on. And it was just amazing. It was like a new person emerged. It was nearly like he lost 15 to 20 years off of his life just watching him through getting in through the stabilization phase. That's where he was at, ending in pain and getting into stabilization. And he had a smile on his face that he didn't have when he first walked in. Often our patients walk in because they're in pain. We don't really know who they are until they start moving into stabilization phase, and we get to see a different side of them. Reggie is so perfect for this presentation. Like many hundreds of patients I've seen working in chiropractic since 2003, I've gotten to witness many miracles like Reggie. He just stands out to me because of his age and this presentation, and just because I loved him so dearly. And as Reggie was moving towards the end of his stabilization period and moving into the maintenance phase, he started to walk to the office. This man who would park in the handicapped and had to have someone